Hello guys, so I'm here with Alex Skolnick, Matt Zaborski, Nathan Peck, Alex Skolnick Trio, and we're gonna finally do your Q&A.
Sure.
Matt,
We're
you go
finally
first.
gonna do this.
Yeah, we're finally gonna do
It's
it.
unbelievable.
Alright, I'm going first.
Number from 1 to 24.
14.
13. The best crowd reaction to your live performance.
Best crowd reaction. On this tour,
Could be on this tour.
we had a
Wasn't
really good.
specified.
Istanbul was really great.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was amazing.
Istanbul was great.
It was your first time, guys, there, right?
First
Yeah.
time there. Yep. Yep.
Some of the small gigs are really fun. Like the Karlsruhe show is always fun. You just packed a little room.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes smaller cities that you don't expect.
Yeah.
Rüsselsheim.
Yeah. And your favorite club, that was really nice. The car with the car garage.
Gas Garage.
Garage. And,
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Osnabrück.
Yeah, that was
Right.
nice. But
Great
I think
crowd.
probably Istanbul for me.
Yeah, they just set the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys returning sometime?
We hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We aim
Cool. Nathan?
Pick a number.
Pick a number. 7. Okay, the biggest challenge of recording Conundrum album.
The biggest challenge?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Playing the song Conundrum.
No.
Yeah.
That is
Speaks
a
for
nice
itself.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
That took me a while.
It's in the very complicated different time signatures.
Yeah.
And I had to play the melody that he wrote. And
Sorry.
it took a while to really get inside it and like be able to just play it and have it turn it in my heart. You know?
Okay.
That was for me the most complicated piece.
For you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I would say like now, I would just add to that. You would never know.
Okay.
Because like we played it tonight, we've been playing it every night, and it's just
Yeah.
effortless.
It's become easy.
But at the time, yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
tricky.
internal now, but we used to have to be thinking. You know?
I had to have him record a voice memo of the loop at the beginning of the song, and I just had to practice that by
Yeah.
myself and just
Wow.
basically memorize it because it's really weird. The melody note is on the last beat of the bar of 5,
Yeah.
which is really awkward.
It's like traumatized a little bit.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing was that song.
Yeah, for me, I think it was
My song.
culture. Well, that was up there. But surprisingly, like Culture Shock in the middle has a Nashville country section,
Yeah.
which compared to a song like Nathan's Tune or Conundrum, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it's country and it's groovy, it has a different pocket, we call
Yeah.
it, like a rhythm feel.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it would be really easy, and it's
Yeah.
not. It's really not easy
I bet
to
it's
play
not.
like a Nashville player. I mean, they have such a certain sense of timing.
Yeah.
So I really had to do a crash course just to be able to
Okay.
do that. We've been doing it every night now, so now it feels good. But
And you want to pull it off. You don't want to.
yeah, I don't want to
halfway.
just have it be okay. It's got
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts of the album when you trade with yourself on the 2 different guitars.
Yeah,
It's-
that part was like
Yeah.
the hardest part.
You tracked over it. It was with the Telly and then with the Godin, right?
Yeah. So the idea was to sound like 2 different players.
Yeah. This one took me like completely by surprise when I first listened to the album. I was like, I love it, but like it's so like fresh, new, completely unexpected. No, like in my opinion, it's your best albums, guy.
Thank
Like
you.
seriously,
I
love
think so
it.
too.
And it's like most opinions I get like from people from fan club. So,
Great.
yeah, like we really love it.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are these all questions from the people
Yeah.
from the fan club? Oh, okay.
Haha.
So like I like your
Good
question.
Okay.
Pick
1
number.
to 20.
Pick a
24.
24.
what numbers have been, but I can't pick one that's
Right.
been picked.
She'll tell you.
What were the numbers that were picked?
She'll let you know. Just pick a
7 and
number.
14. That's
Okay.
okay. 1 from 24.
11.
11.
11.
Is your favorite song on Conundrum album?
Oh, wow. What's my favorite song? Gosh, it's tough.
You're very special, thank you.
Yeah, I think it is conundrum. Even though it was hard. I mean, it wasn't my favorite thing to play just because it was so hard. But I just think it was just really different for us.
Okay.
Yeah, because everybody.
It's probably our most unique song I think to date.
Yeah, it's very unique. It doesn't sound like anybody else. It was really designed with these guys in mind and us playing, having played together for a while. And also, usually when we do original tunes, we don't have like everybody do a solo. If we do more of like a jazz type tune or one of the arrangements, yes, but we kind of reversed it. And there's a drum solo and an electric bass solo and a guitar solo. And live, it's definitely like one of the most fun. It's really developed live. Now it's a whole
even
other.
from London, like effectively.
So there's a part of me that wishes we could, record it the way we do it. But then again, it wouldn't fit on the record because we stretch it out so much.
Like when we recorded these songs, we had like just really learned how to play them at that time. Yeah. Now we've kind of mastered them, and we need to make another live record. I think.
Yeah, I think like a live record with Conundrum would be just
that would be really cool.
Yeah. So maybe a couple records from now. We'll see.
Oh, that'll be great. That's horrible, I know. Another one? Or should I pick one for you?
Oh, it's his turn.
Nice.
Go ahead, pick number 1.
Okay, what is your current favorite wine and what kind of food you pair it with?
Current favorite wine is Albarino, and it's a white Spanish grape, and I like to eat seafood with it.
Olive.
So everybody answers?
Yeah.
My favorite
or chocolate.
Yeah.
Maybe chocolate. I don't know. Spanish white wine.
Okay.
Yeah, red wine. For a long time, my favorite has been Chateau Neuf de Pape.
Okay.
Which is from a region.
It's really expensive.
It's not cheap. It's not that much in France, though.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
I always try to pick up a bottle when I'm there. Yeah.
Like what? Like $50?
Totally. No, not even.
Wow. Okay.
More like 30.
It's really expensive.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now we know why Testament, that's so much in France. Sorry.
But to pair it with, I guess, tea, hors d'oeuvres, brie, good, really good, camembert, really nice.
Nice one.
Like a nice rich Malbec and a filet mignon.
Mm.
Nice.
With a little bit of gorgonzola on top.
Can't go wrong with that.
I know it sounds corny, but that's
Nothing
what I like,
corny
man.
about that. That's gonna be good forever.
Yeah.
Nathan.
Thank you. Yes, my turn. Okay. Let's see, 17.
Cross off 1.
I did. Oh, I did. This year marks 50th anniversary of self-titled Led Zeppelin's album. Where did you first heard them?
Where did I first hear them?
Yeah. Any memories?
Of the first Zeppelin album?
Yeah.
The first Zeppelin album?
Yeah. 50 years now.
I think when I first heard
If
them.
you hate them, it's also fine to hate
No,
them.
it's one.
No, it's not okay.
No, that's why. It's not
Actually,
okay.
the first time I ever really realized who they were was when they came out with the remasters in like 91. The original remastered records
Yeah.
in 91.
I think that was when I discovered them
I was
too.
like 14, and I was thinking like, oh, it was like Cashmere. I remember catching the time signature and the across the bar line feel of Cashmere. That was like the first Zeppelin song that I got into.
I think I heard it in my friend's car when I was a kid. He was in high school and I was a little younger. He could drive and I couldn't. And he always played that album. He just had the tape and it would just reverse and keep playing over and over again. That was the only tape he had in his car.
Lovely.
We listened to it constantly.
For you, Alex?
I think I was in 7th or 8th grade.
Okay.
I grew up in Berkeley, California, where they think it's the 60s still.
Fair enough.
So everybody's listening to Led Zeppelin and the Grateful Dead and
Okay.
Janis Joplin, like from a young age. And yeah, so in the schoolyard, somebody had, we used to call them ghetto blasters, one of these big cassette tapes.
Boombox.
Blasting it.
Ghetto blaster.
And there was just a scene where, it was like Wayne's World, all of these stoners gathered around, just like,
That's a cool one.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Did we do 7 yet?
Yes.
Yes,
9?
fair enough. Why New York City? Perfect for you.
Why?
Why New York City?
Why New York City? Oh, perfect. New York City is not for everybody. And I know plenty of people who have moved there over the years since I've that have just been all excited, and then within a year, I'll call them. They're gone. It's a very intense city. There's no bullshit. Like, you can't fake your way through the city. You have. It's not. There's so much. There's wonderful things about it. There's so much going on at any given time. There is great music. There is great art. There are great films. There's films being made regularly in my neighborhood. I'll run into big Hollywood film productions. You just never know. Or documentaries being made. There's always stuff going on. Is the point. And yes, the people complain about the weather. The winters they're tough.
Yeah.
We complain about them too. But it's never boring, and it's always as far as getting things done, and being creative and being motivated. There's just nothing like it. I'm more motivated there than anywhere else. And if I hadn't moved there, I wouldn't have met these guys, and lots of really cool things would not have happened if I didn't go there. And I just never had the desire to leave.
Yeah.
So it's a hard question to answer in a short summary, because there's so much to like about it. There's a lot to complain about too, but if you love it, everybody who lives in here has a relationship with the city.
It's ever love or hate. Right?
Well, there's a lot,
nothing between.
But we love to hate the things that we hate, but we love it. And that's it.
Yeah, I moved to New York when I was 18, and I was really unhappy with where I needed to get out of where I was from. And my parents are great, but where I grew up, it was not totally uninspired. And I knew I had a talent to be a good player. I actually thought I could kind of play, but couldn't play anything, really. And when I moved to New York, it absolutely forces you to be... You're either going to be as best as you're ever going to be, or you're going to leave. So
That's exactly right.
So I really worked hard as soon as I moved there, and I got a lot better, a lot faster than I would have anywhere else in the world. And it was really hard, but it developed my personality too. It turned me into the person I am, and I think it's the best place in the world.
Yeah, I would agree. Trust me, if not the visa issues, I was straight there.
It's a cool place.
Yeah.
But I think some people can live there for a while and really get better and get more focused, and then maybe move back or
I'm completely entrenched.
Yeah, me too. But I just think, like any of us, if we stayed where we were,
oh God,
we'd probably be great at the scenes in those places.
I don't even know. But
there's really not that much of even where I'm from, which is considered pretty major area, the San Francisco Bay Area. It started to feel like a small town, and I felt like a lot of the musicians there really weren't seeing beyond that.
Okay.
And I also realized, wow, there's some huge musicians there, like at the top level, but most of them came from somewhere else. Wait, we have Carlos Santana. Oh wait, he came from Mexico.
Yeah.
We have Joe Satriani. Oh wait, he came from New York, Long Island. We have Metallica. Oh, they came from, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they came from Denmark, and so like everybody there who's huge came from somewhere else. And I think growing up there, it's so slow, and then there's exceptions, but a lot of us that I think grow up there and we were motivated to do something. We have to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Hunter is a couple years older than me, but we were in kind of the same circles. And he got out. I got out. A lot of others got out, and it's especially true. Like where these guys are from Pittsburgh. It's just
you lived all over the place your whole life. But is New York the longest place? This the longest time you've ever spent in one area?
Yeah, for
By
sure.
far, right?
Yeah, I've been in New York for 16 years.
That's by far longer
Yeah.
than anywhere else, right?
So I grew up, my parents moved around a lot when I was growing up. Music brought them to different cities and took them places, and I guess for me, New York, really like what I'm really into is like just the amount of options you have in anything. If you want a job, I mean, there's a lot of jobs, there's a lot of competition, but like he said, it pushes you to be your own best. So, it's like if you're not happy with who you're playing with, like you go to New York and you can meet like 500 people in one day. You can go, if you don't like the food here, you can go over here and the food's better. There's a Chase Bank everywhere, there's Starbucks everywhere. I mean, it's sort of just, it's inspiring to be around the amount of options, and also the people are generally very passionate about what they do in the music scene there, in whatever music scene, whether it's jazz or rock. Once you develop some following, like those people will come and hear you play, and they'll be there. Whereas like where we're from, it's sort of hard. It's a little harder to get people to go out on like a Monday night. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of Thursday to Saturday night kind of crowd. Whereas New York, it's like clubs are packed every night of the week. Even during a recession, people are out. And also, it's sort of the center of the universe in terms of tourism. There's always, people think like, well, January is really dead, but in New York, it's actually pretty hopping. It's a popular time to go because it's I guess, a lot of people don't mind the cold, and I don't know. It's a really inspiring place to be. A lot of history too. A lot of American history there. It's really, to learn about how the Dutch owned it, and the English owned it, and how it changed hands, and how Manhattan evolved over the years, and it's just amazing. It's part of what made our country what it is, New York City. It was the capital at one time too.
yes.
Yeah.
Which
It was a compromise to the
right.
south.
Yeah, right.
Move it to D.C.
Right.
And we're paying for it to this day. That's a whole other story.
Okay. Hockey, football, baseball, or basketball? Short one.
Hockey. If I had a gun to my head, hockey. Basketball. Hockey.
Okay. You're
I like,
over
okay,
the time.
hockey live, to see hockey live, watching live, hockey. On TV, basketball.
Okay. Next one.
Car racing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
None of the above. I just.
Any sport?
He doesn't
I'm
give a
just.
shit.
Nah, I really don't care.
Actually, if I had to pick one, I would
You
say
love
football.
the
I really like
Lithuanian
football.
basketball game.
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
fun.
You like to go to basketball
All right,
game?
so I'll pick basketball. Yeah,
Okay.
that was fun. And I did go to one.
Nothing beats a
major-
Sunday at
Which
Shea
is fun.
Stadium
Go to see
catching the
hockey's
Mets
fun.
play, though. I gotta say, that's a fun time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toss
Right.
back
That
about 18
basketball
beers.
was awesome.
Yeah.
No, that made
European basketball. Lithuanian
Next.
basketball, good.
Okay. What has inspired you, Alex, to have another band? Probably many times before, but
What has inspired me to what?
yeah, to have like another band.
Oh, a band outside of.
Yeah.
Well,
Your metal scene. Let's go.
it's different sides. Different sides of my plan. And I think what a lot of people don't know is that the work I've done with Testament, especially the solos, a lot of that comes from other types of music. It comes from listening to, to very diverse musicians of all, many styles.
Yeah.
I've borrowed from John McLaughlin, John Scofield, Django Reinhardt.
Yeah.
I found ways to make it work with what I'm doing with Testament. It was always more interesting to me than just listening to other metal players.
Yeah.
So as long as I had such an ear to all this other music, the more I did that, the more I wanted to play the music itself and be able to express that and play with these sounds, these other sounds, play different types of guitars, play different types of musicians that I might not meet in that scene.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Your dreamed person you would love to share stage with, and you think it's like gonna be like very difficult for all of you guys?
Michael Jackson.
I mean, live or dead?
Maybe let's go to live.
Live?
Live.
It's tough to answer because we don't want to limit our options. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it sucks because so many of them just died.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like Bowie was a big deal for me. I always wanted
Yeah.
to play Bowie. Prince is one.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be. What about you?
God, yeah, it's really tough. Gosh, yeah. And who's alive? Yeah, that's really tough.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of like.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking of Paul McCartney, but then again,
Yeah.
I'd rather watch him.
Right, I know.
And I love his band that he has now is so good.
So
Yeah.
great.
And so perfect for him. And
Yeah.
they've been together. It's so
They've been
beautiful.
together, yeah.
He kept the same band.
Yeah.
They're a band. I think they've been together
Yeah.
longer than the Beatles at this point. The Beatles weren't together that
Yeah,
long,
I
as
know,
weird
yeah,
as that
for real.
seems.
You know what? For me, I'd like another chance. I love Charlie Hunter,
Okay.
and I'm like, when we played with him on that album,
Yeah, we
I was
actually did
just
play with
learning the second line stuff and couldn't really play it. And he gave me some weird looks when we were playing because I knew that I kind of wasn't quite there yet. And I think it wasn't weird looks. It was just like I think it could have been. I think I'd like to play with him again.
Let's have a do-over.
Yeah, I'd like to play with him. He's great. Any of the New
He
Orleans
played,
guys.
he played on one of our records.
Yeah.
But I'm not on that song. Because Charlie Hunter also
Yeah, he plays bass.
bass and
Yeah,
guitar,
yeah.
Yeah, the New Orleans guys, like, I love.
He's from New Orleans?
I mean, Dr. John would be. I think Dr. John might
San
be
Francisco.
a really huge.
Okay, I
thing
need to
for
make
me.
I need to make a new answer actually.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
If I could play with anybody living that would be like my dream to play with would be Stevie Wonder.
Tell us about your other projects except like Alex Skolnick Trio, because we know quite a lot what Alex is doing. I'm not sure like everyone else, like the fan club always should be familiar with your work. So you can like tell me what you do outside Trio, what you're up to, what are your plans.
I play a lot with this band called Brother Josephus. It's like kind of like a Dr. John type of thing.
Yeah.
And we play all the time when I'm not playing with Alex. A lot of kind of New Orleans based arrangements of things, and we did a whole rearrangement of Abbey Road and Sgt. Pepper,
Right.
which was really fun. Like full horn section, singers, organ, keyboards. So that's really fun for me because that's right up the New Orleans alley. That's stuff I really like to play. So I play with them a lot. When I get back, I'm going to start up with them.
Okay.
That's my main other thing.
So no summer and stuff.
Yeah, the summer, for sure.
I have my project, the Funky Electrical Unit.
Which I played with. So
He's played with us.
Yeah.
He moonlights with us sometimes.
Great.
it's fun. Really. It's
That
really
band, the music that I play in that band, I had a band that did a lot of the similar kind of things about 10 years ago. But I was playing like dive bars, and finally a couple years ago I got my band into the more prominent venues in Manhattan, and so I'm happy about that. And I'm looking forward to making some more records. I have one album out which came out in 2016, but I need to make like 10 albums within the next 10 years. That's my goal. I want to have my 10-year plan is I want to make a record like every year. My next album is and I have a studio now. My next album is going to be an electronica jazz record.
Nice.
Like it's jazz and electronica moving together, and it's mainly me playing all the parts with some special guests. And I'm thinking about calling the album Ghetto Blaster.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Cool title. Love it.
Perfect.
Spoiler.
What inspired? Like, why did you get engaged so much in like mental health campaign on your like public profile? Like after boarding, I saw you posting a lot of stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah. mean, I wouldn't call it like a mental health campaign, but
I think it's pretty important and brave what you're doing.
oh, thank you. Well, the Bourdain thing really affected me because you know I was a fan of his before he was on TV. I had read his book, Kitchen Confidential, and a chef told me about it, and I was already like, I just think this guy's a great writer, I like his great personality. And then he started showing up on TV, and then, everybody got to know him. But this was the ultimate, I knew how to live. Yeah. And you watch, it's very hard to watch, it's hard to watch some of those episodes of him where he's just dying, he's just living the life. He is going to all these amazing places, he's making connections with people. He's obviously and everybody loves the guy. And for that to happen to him was just such a shock.
Yeah, it really was.
And it happened on the heels of so many Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington,
Robin Williams,
Kate
Williams. I mean,
Seymour Hoffman.
I mean,
I like Trump.
So,
wow.
Well, I mean, interesting. Okay, I wasn't gonna get into politics, but like, I remember, at one time, there was a member of the Clinton administration who had depression and took his life. His name was Vince Foster. And at that time, it wasn't as common as it is now. Now it's it became this scandal. Did he really? How do you know it was the Clintons?
Yeah.
And I really think, like, in a way, that helped set the tone for what ended up happening for Trump. It was this totally ludicrous scandal. It wasn't a scandal. It was just
a scandal.
It was a conspiracy. That was like one of our first modern conspiracies. We really hadn't had one since like the Kennedy assassination or the moon landing. And these people, we didn't really go to the moon. And they're obviously nuts. But then that
like flat earthers
started. But you look at Bourdain and Kate Spade and Philip Seymour Hoffman and all these people. And it's can happen.
Killed herself? Kate Spade killed herself?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Around the same
I know
time.
she died. I didn't know she killed herself.
So now it's a common thing, and now it's not that unusual. But at that time, it was such a shock that it got turned into this whole stupid conspiracy. So I guess if anything positive can come out of it, it's that there's a recognition. This. Anyway. So I was just to complete that answer about So I just felt the need to just be very honest about how that affected me and all those other situations, and I'm glad it was appreciated.
No, it was like, I think it's very important. I think it shouldn't be a taboo, but it's still a taboo, and I think it's like a huge problem in artistic industry also.
Well, we're also in this period where social media just rules, and everybody posts their happy pictures and everything. And it's not reality. Nobody's posting about all the annoying things that happen.
Okay, anything you guys wanted to say, like, to wrap up, to fan club fans, beginning musicians?
We are go changing.
Well, I mean, what can we say? We need it's all about the fans and the listeners. And
thank you so much. And
Metallica has this thing they call their band called the Fifth Member. Right. So you guys are our fourth member.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like the media and politics. We're going back to politics.
The fourth member, and we're working on a new album. Not saying anything about it, but we have
ideas.
We have ideas.
Seeds are planted.
Great.
People are saying. A lot of people are saying.
History will judge me if it doesn't come out, so
Oh,
it'll
come out.
Promises.
Oh, it'll definitely come out. It's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Wrap.